Hi everyone, my name is Olga, and in today's video let's talk about planet Sun in Vedic astrology. First we'll discuss what are the significations of the Sun, what it represents in your chart and in your horoscope in general, as well as in your life. We're going to discuss strong positions of the Sun, weak positions of the Sun, and how you can improve your relationship with Sun karmas, how you can improve your self-confidence, self-esteem, and other significations that Sun represents in your chart. Before we begin, I would like to remind you that this is the Sidereal Zodiac, and it is different from tropical Zodiac, which is more typical Western astrology. So highly likely that when you build your chart in Vedic astrology, your Sun might be in a different sign from the one you used to find in your Western chart. So in order to help you find the Sun position in your Vedic horoscope, I'm going to leave in the description Sun position in the signs and corresponding dates for it, and you will be able to find out your Sun position in Sidereal Zodiac. So let's dive in. First of all, what is Sun in our horoscope? Sun represents our soul, or the Atma. Sun is the significator of the undying part of ourselves, our soul that reincarnates life after lifetime and is reborn alive after lifetime. So the soul carries certain desires, certain samskaras or imprints that you came here to fulfill. That's why living your life according to your Sun position is very important in order to fulfill your soul's desires. Even though you might be setting yourself up for goals that are not aligned with your soul, or the goals that may be not yours, and then at the end of the day you will not feel the deep satisfaction of achieving something because the goals are not aligned with your soul. So it is very important for all of us to study our Sun position in a chart, what it represents, where it's positioned, what sign and house it's in, what nakshatra it's in, and most importantly, what navamsha position it's in. So our soul is undying part of ourselves. It's our divine spark within us that connects us to our godlike nature. Krishna, when talking to Arjuna, said, "It's better to fulfill your own life imperfectly than live an imitation of somebody else's life with perfection." So this quote from Bhagavad Gita highlights this idea that knowing and following your path is of paramount importance. And first of all, you should know and follow your own path rather than comparing yourself to others and trying to fulfill somebody else's desires, somebody else's goals. Let's move on. The next thing we're going to talk about is ego. Sun represents our ego and our sense of uniqueness and separateness from the world, from everybody else. Ego and Sun that is represented by it shows our nature of I am who I am, our sense of I am, our uniqueness, and how do we distinguish ourselves, where do we stand compared to others. So this idea of separateness is and being unique and having certain unique qualities will be represented by the Sun. Sun exalts in the sign of Aries, which is represented by number 1, first sign of the Zodiac. So it's all about me, it's all about uniqueness, it's all about look at me, I'm separate, I'm unique, I'm special. And this sense of our inner ego is the driving force to self-express ourselves in life. Because Sun represents the ego, it often points to the area of life that is very important for our self-worth and self-recognition and self-actualization. That area of life where Sun is positioned becomes super important for us to realize. This is the place where we want to shine, we want to self-express, we want to give our light and share freely. Sun is a very giving planet. It's a very generous planet. When you are expressing it harmoniously, it can give a lot of light to other people. It can lead by example and it can set the example to other people. Overall, in our body, Sun represents our health, vitality, and our energy level. A strong Sun overall will give strength to your physical body, ability to overcome diseases, ability to overcome any health issues, and be able to spring back on your 2 feet quite quickly after any challenges. A strong digestion, strong digestive fire, or pitta in Ayurveda is also related to the sun. Also represents eyesight, heart problems if the sun is challenged, poor eyesight if the sun is weak again. And it also is related to overall our vitality, kind of this zest for life, the energy to wake up in the morning, jump out of bed and go and live our life with optimism and being excited about our own life, being excited about waking up in the morning and living the life. Shows our this desire to live life, the optimism and the enthusiasm about life in general. And working with the sun can definitely increase those qualities in your life. If you're feeling like your life lacks purpose and lacks this vitality that you are seeking, or lacks direction, this is the time to work and connect with your sun, and I will explain in the end of this video different ways that you can do it. The next signification that I want to talk about is sun represents our career. Because sun is our ego, is our ambitious energy, it shows the area of life where we naturally want to show ourselves, where we naturally want to excel. We also, part of our personality will be drawn to that area of life and will have an inner desire to shine in that area of life. So naturally, a lot of people choose career according to their sun, and for that reason, sun represents a desire to work, desire to help others, and desire to fulfill some of your ambitious leadership energy in the area where it's positioned. So when the question comes around career, or a person is having some trouble getting a job or finding a career that fulfills their desires and fulfills their kind of inner calling, this is also a good planet to work with, planet Sun, in order to improve or call in the energies of this planet in order to propitiate or improve the karma related to this planet. The next signification is the father. Sun represents the father, our relationship with father figure in our lives. It's the basic male archetype within ourselves that we can carry imprint of from our early age. Challenged sun can represent a father who is absent, who is maybe was toxic during your childhood, or it could be the father who was present but wasn't willing to put energy into you and spend time with you when you were a kid. So you have this, even though the father might be present, but you still lack that sense of confidence that you usually receive from the father, or this ability how to take the center stage and how to attract attention and how to command the environment, which we often learn from the fathers. So strong sun, although will show significations like a great support from the father, or maybe father somehow plays a crucial role in your life or supports you throughout your life. Challenged sun also can signify a short life of the father. Maybe father passed away when you were young or wasn't there when you were growing up. Toxic relationships with the father, traumas related to the father can be also seen by the sun position. So if you're working through some resentment or some overall difficult family karma related to Pitris or family or ancestors, it could be working with the sun planet can alleviate some of the difficulties related to this planet. Next, let's talk about sun as a significator of our leadership abilities. Sun represents our ability to lead others, to be the example to others, and to serve others in a way that is similar how the king takes care of its servants. Strong sun will give a person an ability to be a leader of the community, of the society, of the group. And it's often seen in the charts of politicians, charts of people who are in a position of authority, and in charts of people who work for government. And a strong sun will give you this deep core foundation within you that, yes, I'm valuable, I am needed, I am worthy. This inner sense of self-worth and the ability to rely on yourself and your inner authority is crucial when it comes to sun significations. So weak sun on the other hand, will manifest as the desire to give the responsibility for your life to other people. Strong sun gives you a position of creator, of author of your life, and if you don't like something, you are going ahead and go and change it. But weak sun sometimes is signified by this victimhood or a tendency to blame others or circumstances of your life or challenges in life, and this desire kind of take a back seat in life a little bit and have a more passive approach to life and waiting for things to happen rather than taking things into your own hands and using your own willpower to change the life and use your creative ability to change it. A weak sun will be more of a passive approach to life. So this again can be worked with and can be cultivated. Your sun at different points in life can express different sides of it, but kind of the default tendency will be shown in the chart. But with all of these positions, you can work and you can, make a conscious choice to improve certain things related to the planet. And if you find yourself that this and you feel like you could use a stronger sun in your life, or you want to tune in more into your sun position, I highly recommend using remedial measures for the sun. I've put together a course on remedial measures for the sun, which is Vedic ancient techniques that you can use in order to improve your sun quality. And finally, it represents self-respect and a sense of self-worth. It's our ability to recognize our own achievements and our ability to have a deep self-compassion and deep sense of own value in life. It comes with this idea that you don't need outside approval or you don't need outside judgment in order to feel valuable, in order to feel worthy. Ultimately, self-respect is about having a deep sense of integrity and deep sense of own values. This idea of external validation and seeking external validation through outside or asking other people's opinion about certain things or not valuing your own opinion or not trusting yourself enough is also related to possibly challenges with the sun. Strong sun will give a strong sense of I'm important, I am who I am, and I trust my own judgment. And first and foremost, I'm gonna ask myself, do I like something? Is this worthy to me? Is this valuable to me? Before asking somebody else. So this idea of self-reliance, self-worth, and self-confidence is central to the sun in the chart. Now let's talk about strong and weak sun positions. How can we judge in the horoscope whether the sun is strong or weak? Well, sun is strong when it's in fire signs, especially in Aries and Leo. Aries is the sign of exaltation for the sun, and the maximum degree of exaltation is 10 degrees. So if your sun is very close to the 10th degree, your sun is very strong. And if sun is placed in Leo, which is its own sign, it also feels really good in that. And also the third sign, which is a fire sign, is Sagittarius. Sun is considered weak when it's in Libra, which is a sign of partnerships, harmony, other people. And finally, let's talk about sun position in the houses. Sun is considered strong when it's in the 1st or 10th house, which is related to the natural sanctification. In the 1st house, it will give a very bright personality, desire to shine, being proud of yourself, of your physical body, of who you are. And in the 10th house, Sun gains directional strength, which is called Digbal in Vedic Astrology, and it's very, very strong. It is considered very good to have Sun in the 10th house, which is a natural significant career in the house of career, which is also quite often seen in the charts of people who are in leadership positions. Sun is considered weak when it's in the 7th house, 8, or 12. The 7th house is to the sign of Libra. It's a house of partnerships. So this is where the sun again loses its core qualities here because it is in the house that's completely opposite to its nature. Also, partnership is one area of life where there is no place for ego. This is the house of cooperation, of harmony, mutual agreement, and ego clashes are possible when it's influencing your 7th house of relationships. 8 and 12 houses are challenging for the sun because these houses are Dustana houses, and they are also houses that are considered hidden from outside world. These are houses where things are done in secrecy. It's the house, 12th house is especially the house of isolation, of hiding. A person has a loss of identity because 12th house dissolves everything it touches. There will be a tendency not have a clear understanding of who you are, what you want in life, where are you going, what's your life purpose is. Although I see this in the charts of people who are related to spirituality and somehow build their career around spirituality, meditation, being a yoga teacher, being like a leader of some retreat centers, things related to spirituality, foreign travel, and things that other significations of the 12th house. Similarly, 8th house is challenging for the sun because 8th house is house of shame, house of repressed emotions and subconscious, unconscious, and sun just cannot shine here. It's because sun in the 8th house is under the surface, underground, secrets. It's good one house for working with subconscious, unconscious in the charts of researchers, people who deal with a deep psychological nature of other people, or people who are doing things in secret, like secret service agents, for example, and things of that nature. But in general, having sun in the 8th house is not considered a strong position for the sun. Now let's look what are the significations of weak sun in the chart, how it can represent. Well, first of all, a person might have a sense of lack of purpose, a lack of self-confidence and self-worth in life. There might be a desire to kind of shy away from center stage, desire not to be in the center of attention. There will be a lack of decisiveness, kind of wishy-washy nature, and asking other people's opinions before deciding on anything, and kind of like this lack of direction in general, overly dependence on other people's opinions, on other people in general in life, because the strong sun will give you a lot of self-reliance. The opposite of that will be dependence on other people, dependence on their opinions, shyness, lack of clear identity, lack of clear direction and purpose. When it comes to the health, a challenging sun can represent as issue with eyesight, poor digestion, challenges with health, having kind of digestive issues, having lack of energy, lack of vitality, just chronic fatigue sometimes is associated with it, pessimism, melancholy, depression, lack of this vitality, lack of energy in general. And another significator of challenged sun is also heart problems and eyesight problems. Professional and social challenges when it comes to weak sun is problems with authorities, or feeling like you're constantly overlooked or not valued for what you do at your work, problems with your managers, with bosses, and with government, having issues with authorities of all types. Lack of recognition, lack of promotions, challenging with finding jobs, challenges with going through interviews, mood swings, and this lack of willpower to achieve the goals, and being susceptible to mood swings. Sometimes you feel depressed, sometimes you feel anxious, and that kind of pushes you off track and away from your goals. A strong sun will give you ability to transcend that, transcend your moods, transcend your day-to-day ups and downs, and still go after your goals even when you're not feeling like it. Lack of joy, lack of optimism, lack of vitality in life, this kind of melancholic, depressive moods can also be a significator of challenged sun. Now, all of this to say that if you have a challenging sun position in your chart, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have to deal with weak sun significations all your life. You can work with this planet and you can do things in order to improve. Also, there might be times in our lives where planetary periods come. We are going through some other transitions in our lives where we want to use more of our sun energy, and we want to kind of reconnect again with our soul, with our purpose, and with what is it that we want to do in life. For example, like if you're dealing with postpartum depression, or you are a mother who is coming out of being just a mother and want to reconnect her soul-led achiever role in life, this is the time to do remedial measures for the sun. Remedial measures for the sun come in a variety of forms, and as I mentioned, they are all ancient techniques such as mantras, lifestyle changes, yoga, and other things. And in my mini course, I've put them together, and you can choose which ones you want to do and find something that you can resonate with. If you're interested in learning about remedial measures in general, what they are and how to work with them, I have a separate video on remedial measures in Vedic Astrology. I can leave the link to it in the description as well. But if you want to do remedial measures for the sun, I will leave the link to my course in the description as well. To give you one remedial measure that works absolutely wondrous in anyone's life is waking up and looking at the sunrise every morning for an extended period of time. You might decide that you want to do this practice for 21 days or 40 days, but this idea of waking up and connecting with the sun, looking at the sunrise, is an ancient technique in order to improve the quality of the sun. And it connects to your soul and connects to your inner vitality and nature and everything that sun represents that we talked about in this video. So yeah, I highly urge you to try this technique. And if you're open to doing other techniques such as mantra chanting or reading some texts related to the sun, or maybe using gemstones, you can find all of that information in my course. With that, I want to finish this video. If you have any additions or concerns, please leave me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.